What's up? Welcome. It's time for Star Wars. We're way late on this. I don't know how we never did Star Wars. I think a long time ago I had an invitation to go on some New Age woman's podcast, and we talked about Star Wars. But Jamie is decked out in basically, I want to say, Tatooine chic. She's very Tatooine today. What do you guys think? You guys like it?
Amidala plus Leia
Plus Leia,
that lives on Tatooine.
but also just a slave class on top. But like, sophisticated slave class chic of Tatooine.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
Handmade.
Handmaid's Tales.
Let me read the chat.
Okay. You can read the chat. Nobody's stopping you.
Okay.
But I got to get this ready for... guys, remember we have merch. Y'all like the merch we got going? Let me add the merch to the thing. We got new shirts again. There's already a Mormon Space Wives shirt. Mormon Space Wives. See that one there on the left? A lot of requests. Basically, every accidental catchphrase from the show will become some kind of...
I'm waiting for the fake and gay t-shirt.
We already got a request for that.
Oh, okay.
So you're on point because people are already saying, where's the fake and gay shirt?
Yeah.
Now, people are saying these are all AI. That is not true. Actually, most of these have no AI at all involved. There might be one or two that Menesthius utilized a little bit. But for example, these Kingpin Skinny Pimp, that was full Photoshop, not AI. The Dyer wave, that's an actual photo of me when I was a cop for Halloween.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And the Pope of the Future that's partly imagery from a Photoshop that somebody made. So that one's not. The dictionary definition one, that one's goofy. That is I was supposed to be like Kurt Russell in that one from Big Trouble in Little China.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not AI.
That's a real photo.
That's a real photo.
Selfie.
That's a real selfie of me where I'm kissing at the camera. So basically, none of these are AI. This is an old meme of moms on the net. So that one's not AI. That is AI, but that's a joke. Like we made that as a cringecore, badass America thing a long time ago. So that was supposed to be bad. So pretty much none of them are, except for maybe the unmute dude is. I don't know if Menesthius used that or not. The Chicks Dig It one, that's an old meme that's like an old weird internet picture. And I put that up like 10 years ago. Before I met Jamie, I put that up. Mormon Space Wives, I don't know where that image came from, but...
Where's the Jamie mug?
The Jamie mug is under... right here. So there is a Jamie mug, you guys, and Jamie is really happy with her mug. She likes it. What do you guys think?
Because you say Jamie.
Yes. So that's how you get an espresso. Jamie, can you get me an espresso?
Yeah. You need one that says I need a ginger chew. Ginger chew.
I don't want to. I want a ginger chew sponsorship. If we're gonna go that route, They need to sponsor me, dude.
Gingins take your temper away.
Exactly. All right, so let's get over here to Star Wars. I don't know if you guys have heard of this movie. There's this movie coming out called Star Wars. It stars a large Sasquatch in space, and apparently Han Solo is a Jewish conspiracy. I don't know if you guys know this, but... So Richard Spencer has a book out now, and Richard Spencer says that when Luke gets his hand cut off, it's code for circumcision.
Okay.
Even though that's his dad, I don't know why his dad would cuckify him, supposedly.
There's lots of hands getting cut off in this.
Yeah, one thing we noticed is, like, in Star Wars, hands are getting lopped off left and right.
Yeah.
So maybe it is some sort of circumcision code that I just don't understand. Is too deep for me.
General Grievous got all 4 of his hands cut off.
General Grievous lost all his tentacles. But we're going to talk about Star Wars, you boy, Star Wars. Let's go back to the first one. We're going back to the 1970s. What 77, 76, 77, right? And I'm a little saddened by Star Wars over the years, obviously, because Disney really kind of messed it up. And I think we're noticing a pattern where everything that everybody grew up with and their mythologies and their childhood stories, they're basically being wokeified and cuckified. But I heard today that Disney is actually putting in a new CEO that's trying to reverse this trend. I don't know if that means anything, but it's been such a disaster economically, and they've continued with all these wokeified projects that even I don't even think trying to rebrand is going to matter, even if they cut off some of it, because they've done so much damage for so many decades. What do you think?
I think it's such a beloved thing that they'll always have fans. It might not be as much,
Hmm.
um, but people are gonna follow that until the end.
Well, I was a big Star Wars nerd growing up. I grew up in the '80s, so I probably even saw Return of the Jedi in the theater. So
Mm.
I'm able to have been there. I would have been about 4 or 5 at the time of Return of the Jedi. And you got to remember, back in the 1980s, like nobody had seen anything like this, right? We had seen a little bit of like high tech sci-fi imagery in 2001: Space Odyssey, but nobody had seen this kind of a adventure, excitement, space thing like this. And so what was initially probably expected to be a kind of a B movie turned out to be this massive, box office success. And even back in the 1970s, this came out when I was born, basically in 1979. So when this came out, there were people that would line up around the blocks to see it multiple times. So this was a huge, just unexpected phenomenon right away.
Hmm.
Would you
Um,
have been old enough to see any of it in the theater?
no, I wasn't born till 1981.
Well, you could have been two.
Not
You could have been two and seeing
no.
Return of the Jedi.
I think the coolest thing about the whole Star Wars, the original franchise, is what they were able to do without CGI or
Hmm.
any kind of like,
Yeah, Industrial Light and
yeah.
Magic got famous from these kinds of scenes, and then they did Blade Runner, and then they did, I think they did Blade Runner, but um, I think there was so much more that went into the craft of movie making, obviously back then and before, with set design and art design, cinematography, and now it's all just essentially computer run, which I think it's taking a lot of the human creativity out of it, and that's why we're seeing less and less creativity in movies that versus just a sort of copy and paste. And then it's even more nefarious because they want to go back and basically destroy and wokeify everything.
Well, what was even better about the enhanced old versions? So when they re-released the originals,
Yeah,
they put in new computer stuff,
which
and
was
it
terrible.
looks so bad. And it was super cheesy, like that dance of the froggy lady with the lips and all. Remember that thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what George Lucas was thinking. I mean, because he wanted to do this stuff, right? He
The
was
chat loved it.
actually wanting CGI to get to the point where he could add in all that gibberish nonsense. And so super Star Wars fans are actually smarter than George Lucas to where they've created their own online canonical versions, which is actually the right way to do it, I think. I mean, this idea that we got to get away from Jim Henson and puppets, which is a huge part of what made Star Wars, is Jim Henson's creativity, the puppetry, Yoda, Jabba the Hutt. But no, we want this soulless cartoon looking, CGI that looks like Max Headroom. It's just terrible. So, yes, and by the way, I'm aware Jabba was actually a big fat dude. He was like a big fat like gangster dude, and they put that into the restored versions or the new updated versions. So before, if you don't know, when Phantom Menace came out, and then when Clones, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith came out, they re-released a lot of the original Star Wars, all the original trilogy, with all of these added in deleted scenes. What are you doing?
I'm looking at the chat. Mm.
No, don't do that. Don't read the chat on your
What?
phone. That's crazy. You're
Well,
addicted to your phone.
no, I'm
No, no,
not.
no.
I want to just see what they're
Don't.
saying.
We'll go to that in a minute. Do not
Okay.
read the chat on your phone,
Okay.
please. I hate that. You're gonna be What's that little whoa, 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 whoa.
What is that?
The little pain man, the little pain ball, the Pokemon ball that
Oh,
tortures you. If you look at your phone while we're streaming, you're gonna be subjected to the torture ball. Remember
alright.
him
Yeah.
in Star Wars? And you're dressed like Leia too. You're gonna get Pokemon ball tortured. Anyway, what are we talking? You're not even listening to what I'm talking about. This is why you don't get the jokes in our streams until 20 minutes later, is because you're looking at the phone in the chat. You need to think about the conversation.
Okay.
You're turning to the dark side of the force. This is getting awkward.
The phone puts you on the dark side.
I know, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The phone was a covert weapon of the Sith this whole time. But now I don't even know what we're talking about. So you don't listen to the conversation. What are we talking about?
The original Star Wars.
Well, yeah, obviously that's what we're talking about. But what was the specific? We're talking about puppets and the CG.
Oh yeah.
I was talking about your
the
point.
fat man in the Jabba.
And then they added in all this crap, and it's terrible. So we have to watch the canonical non-CGI Star Wars, right?
Mhm.
So we're starting with that before we do the newer ones. Okay, so ancient advanced civilizations and technologies were watered down Carl Jung, Joseph Campbell, because George Lucas basically bases this whole story on Joseph Campbell, hero's journey and Mass of the Gods, which are various Joseph Campbell books. So this is all watered down Carl Jung archetypes, and it's going to blend Eastern religions with Western elements of Western Christianity. So it's a very Masonic, Zen, even perhaps Buddhist, Tibetan Buddhist philosophy
Well,
in terms of religion.
you should talk about the Force because
I'm going to.
there is a controversy if that's a Christian thing or a Eastern thing.
Well, I don't know who thinks it's a Christian thing, first of all.
Well, I'm not allowed to look at the phone of the things I have pulled up.
Well, tell me who
I
it
don't
was.
remember.
You were going to read the chat.
No,
You
I
said you
had
wanted to read the
Christian
chat.
stuff about the Force.
Well, you can look
and-
that up,
okay.
but you can't read the chat on your phone. That's crazy. So look, here's the little pain ball. Look at him right here. This is what you're about to get. Whoa, 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 whoa. That little
That
guy.
thing hangs out with the ball from
Phantasm.
Phantasm
Yeah.
and Mustard Blush.
They're torture testicles. Little
and
torture
they
testicles.
tortured Leia, and they kind of like breezed over that part.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to show it because you probably couldn't really show a lot back in the 1970s when it came to that kind of stuff.
So
And he wanted to give a PG rating, so.
there's these articles about how Star Wars is surprisingly Christian cosmology, but then they think that it is Manichaean.
It is Manichaean. That's
Okay.
obviously Gnostic. So,
Yeah. So it says he was inspired by Chi and Prana,
mm-hmm.
The Tao.
Obviously, yeah, we got all this Eastern,
things living connected is the Jedi belief system and the energy field.
and that's from the Tao.
Yeah. Dualism versus harmony. Yeah.
Okay. I do not buy that because, when you start to have the syncretistic blend, it's no longer Christian. So you can't have Christianity and blend it with all the other. That's the whole Freemasonic idea, is that they're all the same. Christianity is exclusivist. You could have elements of Christianity, but it's no longer really Christianity when it's blended with all the other world religions. So,
Well, it's weird how they bring Anakin is born through a virgin birth.
yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. And you noticed a very crucial element that I don't think I've never noticed it. Maybe I just didn't pay attention, because when we get to the three middle, well, chronologically, right, when we get to the Jar Jar trilogy, we'll call it.
Mhm.
There was elements that I didn't notice, but I didn't really pay attention to the plot of the Jar Jar trilogy in probably 15 years. Because Alex Jones made a big deal about it back at the time, because he was covering it as kind of a reference to Bush and 9/11 and false flags. And we'll get to that in a moment. But to get back to Star Wars, this is set in the 1970s. And again, there's still this lingering sort of reference to World War II, stormtroopers, tiny mustache man. That's the context for this original series, which it's so played out these days. We're all tired of hearing about Nazis when doesn't exist and hasn't for so long. But that's obviously the context, the idea that the revolutionaries have to fight against the Reich, the Empire. Um, but the revolutionaries here are the defenders of the old republic. And in my stream the other day, we talked about how republicanism is essentially a form of communism. San Marino is the world's oldest, or one of the oldest constitutional republics. So they introduced a constitution in the year 1600, the Salomonese Constitution or whatever it is, and there's a lot of homage in San Marino to communism and to socialism. So I don't know if the old republic is supposed to be explicitly communist socialist, but they're definitely supposedly in tune with nature, right? The empire has this tendency that they're all about tech because they have this giant super weapon, the Death Star, which also has a lot of, tiny mustache man connotations. But they also have this element too, which doesn't make sense if that's the case, with royalty, because Leia is royalty. When they get to the new trilogy with Natalie Portman, she actually gives up her queen status to become one of the council. So she gets fully socialized, communized when we get the new trilogy. But what do you think about this idea that, is it just critiquing Tiny Mustache Man? Why do they have a princess?
The original one?
Yeah, we're in Star Wars.
Okay. Um well, it's very sort of black and white on the democracy part.
You mean in Star Wars, democracy's good?
Yeah,
But it's the old republic, so technically it's republicanism, not even democracy.
right. What about the trade federations and all of that goes into
But that's not in Star Wars yet.
Okay.
We're just in the
Well,
1974 Star Wars: A New Hope, but we'll get to all
well,
that.
it's weird that some planets still have a monarchy and some are
Right. Maybe that's the idea is that the whole universe has all different forms of government.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to let the Alderaan be monarchist, let Coruscant be the republic, etc.
But their representatives still have to be there at the main
The Senate.
Yeah.
So there's the planets have representatives.
So it's very
it's like a republic. That's why it's a galactic republic where everybody has their representatives at the Galactic Senate on Coruscant. But you could be a planet that's
right. You could be king of your planet, but you're only a senator in the galaxy.
Correct, which is why Amidala is queen of Naboo, but she's in the Senate.
That's sort of reminds me of the original American government with the tribes, and the chiefs would come and meet. Like they were the chief of their tribe. Yeah.
So the whole idea is republic. This old trilogy trailer is interesting here. But all right, so we got interesting combinations of governance going on. In the beginning, we have this secret mission that Leia is on, and she's tasked with bringing the information of the spies that have gotten the plans of the Death Star. So the Death Star is being constructed. It's the ultimate planet killer, the super weapon, which shows us that the Empire has and loves the tactics of terror, but also perhaps eugenics. Again, this is perhaps hearkening to Tiny Mustache Man and his philosophy, because they have no qualms with essentially nuking, directed energy destroying Alderaan as a form of terror. So the Empire engages in terrorism right away, and they're persecuting the spies and the rebels for trying to get the Death Star plans. So I didn't even remember that, because it's been many years since I watched the original Star Wars too. You've got this espionage angle early on as well. But the question, I think, is who's really the good guy, and that's what's unclear throughout the whole of this series. And I don't count the new Disney ones. I don't think they're very good. The ones with the who's that guy?
Adam Driver?
Yeah, I don't think those are very good, but so we're not going to include them as canon. I don't even really like the ones with Hayden Christensen. They're so goofy.
Is he?
But they've grown on me over time, even though they're so retarded. What?
Is Adam Driver supposed to be Luke's son?
No, he's Han and Leia's son.
Oh, okay. So
which is stupid because they're just repeating the whole mythology of, oh no, you were my dad all along. You were my basically Han Solo is just a baby daddy, right?
Well, it's also sort of transhumanist too.
It's a lot of baby daddies, and it's a lot of negligent baby daddy ghetto stuff.
Yeah.
Going on here. Darth Vader. The whole story is just Darth Vader trying to avoid paying child support. Right? They got these kids hid off. They got them tucked off.
Tucked off on Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
But
and poor Leia, or excuse me, poor Luke has to grow up a damn slave while Leia grows up a princess.
It's safer that way.
Well, how come Luke can't be the princess and Leia be on the slave
because
planet?
He had to be like hardened for battle.
Okay, but she's also supposed to have the Force, which this doesn't really ever get developed. Like we're maybe until the new gay ones, but this whole thing that doesn't really get developed of oh no, there is another, right? Because Leia also has the Force,
yeah,
which doesn't get developed very much, but maybe in the books, the nerd book, you'll get hardcore nerds coming in the chat like I've actually read the books, the cover, the later. Well, you don't actually know what's going on. Who cares, dude? This is nerd shit. Welcome everybody. We are covering finally the 6 Star Wars that I will consider canonical.
Star Wars.
If you want to support the stream through super chats,
yeah, he wasn't a slave. He just had to work with his aunt and uncle and build.
I'm saying it's basically a slave because his daddy
acts like one.
His daddy was a slave on Tatooine explicitly, though.
Oh, you mean Anakin?
Both. I'm saying both of them. I'm saying Luke like a slave. I mean, if Leia's growing up on a giant Eden planet as a princess, and freaking Luke has to be on ghetto ass Tatooine, you know, being a fart farmer. They're out there farming gases. What gases, by the way, are on Tatooine? Maybe they get water from the gases. I don't know. He's basically
where his family
he's a sand
lived.
farmer.
He had kin there.
Yeah, but I mean, why is Leia on Tatooine? I mean, on Alderaan, she doesn't have kin there. Maybe she does.
They had to be split up.
But why does she get to be a princess? That's what I'm trying to say.
The Force works in mysterious
Okay, there we go. That's the right answer.
Okay.
Because the Force is inconsistent.
Yeah.
The Force is Gnostic. And I think as I went back, everybody's probably familiar by now. If you don't know, Freddie Prinze Jr. has the overall Force theory that went viral a couple of years ago. You remember this?
Yeah.
And his theory is it's not about leveling up. You can't level up to become the greatest Jedi or Sith because the Force is always balancing shit out. So there's always got to be this balance between the dark side and the light side. That's 100% Gnostic, 100% Manichaean.
Eastern.
And anytime it starts to swing in the other direction, the Force comes along to balance it out, right? Which is totally 100% Far Eastern dialectical, dualism.
That bad is just the other side of good.
And anytime it starts to swing in another direction, the other one comes. So if the rebels get too uppity and you get too much freedom, the Empire has to come and balance it out. The dark side balances it out. But it does appear that within the dark or the light side, in a sense, you can level up because we're later told that Darth Sidious had the ability to create life with the midichlorians. We'll get to that in a moment because Jamie has a big reveal that we're going to get to in a moment. But okay, so we're on Tatooine. We're getting way ahead of ourselves. I don't even know if this has any images of Tatooine. I don't think so.
2 sons.
Here's a little bit of Tatooine where he falls over.
Can you do?
I can't do R2. I'm not like that black dude on Police Academy that does all the sounds. He got famous just from doing like sound effects, but sand people are the meth heads, basically just wandering around looking for copper wire.
Is a Jawa
That was my
a
joke
sand
about.
person?
No.
Oh.
What do you mean? The Jawas are little short, little guys that hobble around, and they're basically Jawas are looking for copper wire. They're little meth heads, and also the sand people are Tatooine meth heads because they're also basically just wandering around. They're like
they're tweakers.
They're the tweakers that live in tents, and then the Jawas are meth heads that are also looking for copper wire. Basically, they're just they're Fred Sanford of the desert.
Okay.
You don't remember the difference between a sand person and a Jawa?
Jawa has the eyes?
Yes, they're little.
Okay.
And sand people are normal height.
Right. But Anakin does not like them.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But let's see. I can't even read my notes. Zen. I don't even know what that note is. Jedi Master. Ascended Masters. Right. I forgot. There's a Theosophy influence. I think that we've overlooked Theosophy because when we're looking for influences on movie philosophies, we saw in our long live stream on Hollywood Alchemy the other night that there was quite a bit of theosophical influence in Los Angeles and in the movie scene as well. And I don't know if George Lucas himself is a theosophist, but he did one time do an interview with Jordan Maxwell. Did
really?
You know that? Yeah.
No.
Jordan Maxwell met and I think briefly interviewed George Lucas, and they talked about the symbology and the Joseph Campbell level stuff. But I think there would be a good overlap with Joseph Campbell and Theosophy too, because all of these philosophies are always about a smorgasbord, approach of combining them all into one. That's why the Jedi they kind of look like Franciscan monks, but they're also the Jedi masters. So they're basically like ascended masters. And then when they die, they, transcend their body to become these glowing blue translucent beings. They become light beings. They're ascended masters, like Blavatsky talked about.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? You're not saying much.
What else you got?
Nothing on the ascended masters? Did you recall the theosophical Far Eastern elements of Star Wars, the Zen stuff? When you were watching it, did you know that? Did you pick up on that?
Oh yeah, that's been. If you read Christian books of the 90s, you're gonna find a lot of Star Wars critiques of the Force and how it is like yin yang and dark and light are equal forces.
That's a good point. Yin and yang balancing out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part of it. All right, so let's see. We talked about ascended masters. We talked about the Empire relies on technology, but the good side of the Force is in tune with nature, right? So that's why they team up with the Ewoks, right? Who are a very indigenous, BIPOC, shamanic peoples. What?
I remember watching the Ewok movie when I was a kid more than Star Wars.
Yeah, well, they made that for you because it had the little girl in it.
Right.
So there's 2 Ewok spin-offs and they're terrible. But I grew up watching them as well because I was into anything Star Wars. In fact, I even used to watch the R2D2 C3PO cartoon when I was a kid. They even had their own little cartoon that would come on. And they had an Ewok cartoon. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I used to watch that too. But Battle for Endor and Journey of Endor or something like, or Ewok Journey or something like that.
Yeah.
They're terrible, but they did make 2 spin-off movies with that little girl.
I just remember she had a bracelet that told her family members are alive or dead, and they keep on
a death bracelet.
Yes, disappearing. I was like, oh man.
But I mean, Star Wars was so massive that they
Look
were
at his face.
They were able to make these spin-offs that were total garbage. But kids were eating it up, dude. This is a VHS. Look at this. This is
we
great.
had it like bootleg tape on a.
Everybody had this because it was like you just in the 80s you would wait for a movie to come on TV and then you would set your VCR to record it.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody had like these really shitty, recorded off copies of everything
with commercials
with the commercials that would come on. Exactly. Which now it's actually, you used to you would fast forward through the commercials, But nowadays, I like to watch the commercials because it's like a blast from the past.
Yeah.
But
Look
yeah,
at him.
so Battle for Endor, which Endor is run by a witch. That's interesting because in the Bible, you have the witch of Endor, right? That Saul goes to consult the witch of Endor, and she, brings up Samuel from the dead, and he gets rebuked for that. But
it's very Captain EO.
It is, and then this girl is like, she's who's a little Shirley Temple. So basically, she was a little new version of Shirley Temple, Timu Shirley Temple. But yeah, this one's terrible. And then there's another one too. I don't remember the other Ewok movie, but it was also pretty bad. Let's see. It had a little like a little dude in it who was he was supposed to be like a new sort of a Luke. He was Luke Skywalker to this.
Ewok movie.
Caravan of Courage. Yeah. That's it. What a lame, such a lame name, dude.
Look at her.
But they brought her back, right? Caravan of Courage. And this dude made a modern trailer, which is pretty awesome because it actually makes it seem like it's a good movie.
Ewoks are not as cute as I remember, honestly. Oh, he looks
exactly like But they even gave this dude Luke hair. Like they were like, let's just create another little Luke.
He looks so much like him.
Exactly. And then I don't even remember the plot of this one, but like you said, the parents are dead and they're basically just surviving on this planet. And they have to team up with the Ewoks, basically. So, Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor. All right. So we talked about the spinoffs, but the other thing too is they realized that this, I think, was the first time that they figured out that they can make bank from toys. Because toys, I don't recall before Star Wars, weren't connected in this like massive money-making way with movies until Star Wars. And if you are a kid in the
Disney
80s,
movies had that going.
Maybe they did borrow that Disney model because you're right. I guess what were some Disney toys? Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So they went with merch. They were like, dude, we can make bank on freaking figurines.
And the more silly characters you make, the more toys you can.
And then you had, in the last 20 years, super soy nerds just went crazy with the stupid ass merch, dude. But if you were a kid in the 80s, man, this was the coolest shit ever, dude. To get a little that was like, whoa, dude.
What about a Mandalorian guy? Was that
your
favorite?
Yes, everybody had Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite was Boba Fett. But if you had this thing, dude.
Oh man.
When as a kid, and this is a new thing, but this is what every kid wanted. Here's the old commercial too. Look at this, 1982 commercial. And then you got 3PO. Here's all your figurines. And they were smart because they had so many different aliens. They had the figurine of every alien and character. So you had to collect them all. Everybody had Greedo. Everybody had Darth Vader, obviously.
This is when G.I. Joe also used to be big, like Barbie size, and then they shrunk them down to like Army Man size.
Oh, interesting.
And the first Star Wars toys, I think, were like G.I. Joe, or
were they larger?
Larger, and then they shrunk them down for.
But every kid wanted a Millennium Falcon and an AT-AT. You wanted an AT-ST, a Walker. I mean. Dude, even Jabba's barge, you could get Jabba's. Look at that. That's what every kid wanted. I wanted that so bad. I was like, I want a Walker, dude. I want a Walker. And I never got one.
Aw.
I might have had something like Jabba's barge.
Dude,
but that wanted that thing.
It's probably worth $1 million.
If you had that thing, every kid in the neighborhood was jealous of you. And my buddy Ben, dude, Ben had everything. He had all of them. And he kept his like all the way into high school too. I don't know if he still got them, but look at that. That would be so cool, dude. And then the commercials always had all the kids playing. It's like, man, so that you'd be jealous of those kids, right?
Oh.
There's Boba Fett's.
What's that guy?
That's the snow beast that attacks Luke.
Jamie
didn't even know they had ice Squatch in this movie. She's like, "What is that thing?" I was like, "You didn't know there was an ice Sasquatch?"
He's scary. That's the thing that you fight or go on a ride at Disney World.
That thing pops up at Disney, yeah.
It's scary.
And then they even had little tauntauns that you could put Luke on.
Do a tauntaun.
I don't know how they go. Oh. I don't know their sound.
Do a bantha.
We don't know the sound of a bantha. We know that the milk is blue. The milk is blue. The milk is blue. The bacon is solid. The milk is pure. The bacon is solid.
Bantha milk. It's green.
It's blue. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean right here? Jamie got there's a species of bantha that has green milk. And Jamie's so here you can actually look up Aunt Beru's. Look at that. Here's Aunt Beru's blue milk, dude. She's over here getting that blue milk out. That's bantha titty squirt.
Ew.
You squirt the titties of banthas.
He eats too much spirulina.
And you get blueberry. It's like blueberry sweet milk. That's what they use at McDonald's to make. What was that nasty milk?
McFlurries?
No, the milk. Remember in the 80s, McDonald's would give you the mint milkshakes.
Oh.
For St. Patrick's Day. And they were so gross, dude. But they use bantha milk. People don't know that. So anyway, Aunt Beru's over here milkshaking up some of that.
It's funny.
Bantha squirt.
His characters are just like 2 or 3 real animals smushed together.
Here's Luke.
Look at that thing.
Luke, here. Do you remember that Luke is over here titty squirting from the alien tits as well?
No. Why didn't we watch this?
Because it's terrible.
Oh. Look at him.
Yes, but Luke he's titty milking.
What on earth?
You don't remember this? Did you not watch it?
I don't know.
He's over there.
What the? What?
Because everyone loves the blue milk. But why isn't Luke drinking bantha milk?
Look at the teats.
He's getting some of that ghetto ass whatever that retarded creature is. I'm convinced that it's this milk that made Luke soy and retarded. He's getting soy milk.
Huel.
That's Huel, and that's what made Luke so damn soy.
He's getting...
Was him drinking that. Look at us dripping down his beard.
Ew, Huel from the alien
like slobby. He basically just lost his mind is what happened. Well, and that's why I don't accept these as canon.
I feel like we need to watch these now. Look at them.
You watch it as a joke. Like do like Mystery Science Theater with it or something. But...
Don't knock it till you tried it.
Would you suck on that or not?
Hell no.
And then Ray sees him doing it. She's like, "Damn, this mofo has lost his damn mind."
Ew, gross. It's like matcha.
Look at that thing too. Looking at her.
It's green.
And she's like, "Luke, what have you become?" She's like, "Luke is ghetto AF. Luke ashy." This Luke ashy. Guys, remember we do have awesome new merch.
That's what turns the frogs gay.
Exactly. It's what turns the banthas gay. It's not colostrum. People are saying, is that colostrum? No, it's not.
Drunk on the monster milk.
Bantha colostrum.
Alex Jones sells that on his website.
Folks, we've got brand new Bantha colostrum. Unbelievable. Okay? Unbelievable Bantha colostrum.
It's the best Bantha colostrum.
Straight out of the titties. Double D titties just squirting out blue bantha milk, folks. Unbelievable. So, I can remember you didn't remember this?
You did not show me this movie.
What do you mean? You've seen it. Showing it to you.
Maybe once when it came out.
Anyway, where are we at with we don't even have any imagery of Tatooine here. We need to see some Tatooine, dude. All right, so we're talking about the Rebel. Yeah, this trailer is more in line with chronologically, right? So we get the spies on the Rebel ship. They're being chased by Vader, and they're building the ultimate planet killer, which is stupid in the newer trilogies that they just repeated another version of the Death Star with Star Killer Base or whatever.
That was what was annoying about George Lucas trying to describe how he writes the new ones. He's like, they're poetic and they mirror the other movies. But I'm like, no, it's just the other movie, but with different people.
That's a Jawa right there.
Okay.
I like these old ass trailers too, because I feel like I'm watching it on VHS when I see these old ass trailers, right? Okay, so Han Solo is a skeptic. We meet a smuggler. He's a skeptic. He doesn't believe in the Force. He's agnostic. He believes in a good blaster at your side and good old tricks, right? Because he's got those smuggler compartments because he's been smuggling shit with Billy D. William, right? With Lando. And I do a damn good Lando. I have to say, hello, what have we here? Hello, what have we here?
That's
Leia, so good to meet you.
Perfect. He's been practicing that one.
How you doing, Chewie, you old pirate? Still hanging around with this loser?
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Hanging around with this old loser. Okay, so smuggling compartments. We got all of that. So I think he's smuggling. There's a racket with Han Solo as a smuggler, and the Jawas and the Sand People being the copper wire collectors. And so I think he's trafficking meth to Tatooine.
Well, this whole part is kind of corrupt. Like, the planet is run by Jabba, the gangster.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Jabba is the organized crime. He's running Tatooine.
Yeah.
And he's running it with, because Han Solo works for Jabba.
Exactly.
Good point.
And also, who was that guy with the feet that I like?
Every creature in Star Wars has feet, babe. You talking about Luke?
No,
you talking about Quentin Tarantino?
He flies
Quentin Tarantino?
No. He's Anakin's boss, and he...
Oh, Annie!
Yeah.
Watto.
Oh,
Annie!
So he's a big gambler.
Yes,
the whole planet's kind of like Vegas.
Oh, it's like Desert Vegas. Good point.
Yeah.
There ain't no hose on it, though.
Yeah, he's got all the hose
I
in
take
his
that
chamber,
back.
and
That's
they
right.
dance around. And
Jabba has a big old fat chick that they replaced with CGI.
Yeah.
And Leia.
And the green lady.
The sexy Leia suit, and the green lady that gets eaten by the Rancor.
Yes.
Good point there.
So Tatooine is like dirty Vegas.
People think Watto. No. Watto he's Italian. That's why he's got the hat that like the Cardinals wear. He's got that. I don't think Watto's Jewish.
The flying guy?
The Jewish references in Star Wars are the banking syndicate.
Oh, the bo.
No, who? The banking syndicate. He's explicitly Jewish.
Well, what
he's talking to Dooku. He's not a creature. He's just an alien.
What does he look like?
What do you mean? We were watching this and we're laughing at the whole scene where they're like, it's Count Dooku's. Your
Who are the frog guys that go, oh.
They're part of the Trade Federation.
That's not who you're talking about.
I'm talking about the banking syndicate. When they're sitting there discussing, I don't know if there's going to be any clips of it. Let's see if it's in this clip when he's got Obi-Wan all jacked up. No, this is just them two fussing. Here, I'll pull it up.
Okay. Ototo. Those are the frogmen.
The Trade Federation. Okay, and they're obviously Asian, right?
Yeah. They're the Japanese guys that you have to impress at the board meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
In the 80s.
The banking clan is that guy, yeah.
I don't like him. He's stupid looking.
They're obviously Jewish, which is funny. Right?
Yeah.
They're called the Pike Syndicate. I didn't even know they had a name. Or No, the guys you are talking about are these guys, I guess. Anyway, they're called the Trade Federation, but part of the Trade Federation is the banking syndicate.
Okay.
And that's these guys.
I don't like those guys.
I don't think anybody likes banking syndicate. That's what the point, right? So, but we haven't got to that yet.
Okay.
We're still on organized crime running Tatooine, right? So somebody's got to clean Tatooine up, dude. And I'm actually kind of thinking, I'm kind of feeling like the Empire was legit, dude. Well, the Empire was going to clean it and ghetto ass Tatooine up, dude.
If you listen to the way Anakin talks with his like idealism, it's really childish and like black and white thinking. Like, how come everyone doesn't just get along and be nice. I would make them
that's
get
because
along.
Annie is a child. What do you mean? You mean when he's older?
No, when he's older, he's Anakin, and remember they're having that
when
conversation?
he's debating with Padme.
Yeah, and he's like, I would make them get along.
Yeah, but it's like the meme of like where the retard and then the genius person, and it's like actually the Empire was right all along. That's my thesis. Now look, this is Watto. He's got the Italian, the cap that Italian, you know, I don't even know what you call those. It's like John. He looks like John the 23rd, dude. He actually looks like Pope John the 23rd. And John the 23rd, you can find pictures of him wearing that, whatever that cap is called. That cap. That's a hat that fat Italian dudes wear. I don't know what it's called.
Okay.
All the Italian bros in the chat, you can help me figure out what this is.
Oh, Annie.
But Watto's not Jewish. He's Italian because the banking syndicate's obviously the Jewish people. Anyway. Where are we at? Okay, so Star Wars.
We sat at that table at Disneyland.
Yeah, they have this replica that they added of the Millennium Falcon.
The life-size Millennium Falcon that you can go.
I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's also like it wasn't as cool as you think it would be.
It's too crowded.
Everything at theme parks, you know, when they've introduced this entire full-size Millennium Falcon. You're like, oh, that sounds cool, and then you go, nah, that was not actually that cool. It's not a fedora, dude. I don't know what that's called. I took the $7,000 credits from Watto to say that he's not Jewish. Oh, say I'm not Jewish. Annie. Italian slave trade. Oh, Annie.
I like his leathery wings. The way that he flies.
Watto sucks, dude. He's not even a cool character. He's just ugly. Okay, where are we at? So Star Wars, we're getting crazy. So there's a conspiracy to dissolve the Senate, and it's the Emperor. We don't see the Emperor yet in the first Star Wars. He makes his first appearance in Empire Strikes Back, but the Force, we are beginning to learn, is a power that can be tapped in by good guys and bad guys. So you can master the Force from either side. Obi-Wan is out here living as basically, he's living in a van down by the river, except Tatooine has no rivers. And he's out there as a hermit, and he's that crazy old guy. Basically, he's like a Vietnam vet living out there in the desert. But he's got next level Force powers, right? Because he saves Luke from the Sand People. The droids end up providentially there, which we find out later was that was actually R2-D2 was the mastermind of all that. Because R2-D2 is taking the message of Leia to Obi-Wan.
Well, I think R2-D2 is pretty much the MVP of the whole.
He's the silent hero.
Yeah.
And
he's the real MVP.
He is the MVP. And 3PO is just a freaking queer dude. 3PO is gay as hell. He's scared of everything.
He's worse.
Constantly whining and bitching. It's like, dude.
He's worse than an old lady. Like, he's just a protocol droid.
But I like when they start broadcasting that little Leia clip, and there must have been no ladies on tech because Luke is horny as hell for his sister. He's like, wait a minute, play it again. Remember?
Yeah, the queer bot.
And 3PO is like, what do you mean? The one you're carrying in your busty innards, right? He's the gay British servant. He's like a Downton Abbey servant.
I didn't know that he was a man inside there.
Yeah, Anthony Daniels. Like I told you, like I remember going to a comic convention with my buddy that draws comics a long time ago, before he passed away, and he's Robot Liberace, and Anthony Daniels was at the comic convention. So yeah,
okay,
he's cool. Famous for being C-3PO. And anyway, where are we at? So let's see, Pokemon Torture Ball. They capture Leia. One thing that's weird is like they have these Force powers, but how come Vader didn't sense that he's torturing his daughter?
Good point.
Because he senses stuff, and I know you, relative across the galaxy. I feel you, right? Yeah. Did he not feel it when he's torturing his daughter?
Yeah, exactly.
What do y'all think? Anyway, I'm trying to poke holes in Star Wars now, but regardless. By the way, if you don't know, I remember because I was a Star Wars nerd back when I was a kid. I remember I read a bunch about all this, and George Lucas had actually written out the whole story up to like with Anakin getting burned in fire and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually the whole story back in even in the 70s, I think.
Well, as an overall thing, I really like it actually. The story of Anakin, because this is what the first 6 Star Wars is basically, is his redemption arc, right? His birth and childhood and end all the way to when he dies, but does have a lot of transhumanist overtones.
It does. We're going to get to that too. The weird. I mean, to be fair though, I kind of feel like Star Wars is anti-transhumanist. It's actually warning about it because if you remember, Obi-Wan's like he's more machine than man.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always and they always rely on this, Lord Vader. Don't only you could be so bold, right? They're always warning about the arrogance and the hubris of trusting in the technological terror that you've created.
The dark side takes you towards that technological.
Interesting. Yes, it would seem that the dark side moves you more and more away from nature, and thus you become more like a machine. Hence, Darth Vader being basically is more machine than man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and his planet is a machine. It's not a planet, a live thing.
I mean, all of Coruscant is it's a giant city planet. It's not technically a machine.
But I'm talking about the Death Star.
I know, but I was about to say, but the thing they create is essentially a planet, a machine killing planet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And anyway. Oh, the Force, by the way, I forgot to mention, is impersonal. And that's why it's not Christian. Is like the old overriding power, the deity, is this impersonal force that good and bad can tap into to, basically have this eternal dialectical Manichaean struggle.
Well, it's neutral like magic, they say.
Mm-hmm. Right? Well, it is, but it also balances out if it gets too far one way. Mm. So if the dark side gets too powerful, the Force will aid the rebels. Mm-hmm. If the rebels have too much freedom, the dark side, the Force will balance it out with the dark side. That's why they always say, this is why Freddie Prinze Jr. is correct. They're always saying, when Obi-Wan's whining, you were meant to bring balance. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
How about defeat the dark side? Why do we want some gay ass balance? That would get rid of this stuff, right?
Exactly.
Darth Vader's planet is literally where his palace is. How do you not know this? Because we don't live in fantasy, soy man. Look, because I grew up with this, and it was a kid thing, and I grew up. That's why.
I thought the Death Star was his planet.
Well,
where is
in the storyline, that's where I guess he ends up having.
There's more to it.
Yeah.
What is Mustafar? What was the planet?
That's the
with
planet
the lava?
that's Mustafar.
Okay.
Mustafar. Anyway,
so he's like Vulcan.
There are these Dante Inferno patterns that appear, especially in the new trilogy, because they end up having this sort of hell battle, mm-hmm. And Obi-Wan basically defeats Vader there. But as we later know, Vader ends up being the ultimate hero of the whole series, which is something that I thought a lot of people knew, but apparently a lot of people didn't know this. But you noticed something fascinating that we're going to get to here in a moment. We got to keep going or we'll never get to it.
I'm having fun. We're still on.
No, this is great. We're riffing on it. We're having fun. We're enjoying it.
What is the first
nostalgia?
The third episode called Star Wars
A New Hope.
A New Hope. And then what's the next one called?
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. So this is the one this is the one where they have to put the thing in like a swamp rat.
What?
Or is that the third one?
What are you talking about?
Where he has to put the rocket into the middle of the Death Star and he says
they do it in both.
Oh.
So remember they rebuild the Death Star.
Oh yeah.
In Return of the Jedi. So in the first one, the plans show you the Death Star's weak spot. And they figure out that the only way to do this is to try to shoot from an X-wing into the hole, and Luke's like, "Oh, I used to bullseye womp rats back home on Tatooine. That's nothing."
He's kind of cocky.
Luke is a whiny bitch,
but he's also really cocky too, like Anakin was when he was a kid.
Correct, but also he's supposed to be young, right? So he's from Star Wars. He's a kid who wants to fight in the rebellion. And he wants to go to the academy, right? Remember, he's like, I want to leave this stupid desert planet and my ghetto ass, gas farming facility, my meth farm facility, and I want to go fight in the rebellion at the academy. And Uncle Owen's like got his slave labor there. He did one of these like, you can put your you can sign up for the academy next year, but I need you around for the harvest, Luke. You know that. Uncle Owen, I was going to the Tashi station to pick up some power converters. You waste time with your friends later. Right? So Luke is constantly wanting to bitch because he's got to grow into being a Jedi Master. And he doesn't turn out into Jedi Master until, he kind of fails too.
Who, Luke?
Yeah, because he keeps training with Yoda, and Yoda's like, "You failed. Remember your failure at the cave. You failed." Yoda's constantly saying, "This dude sucks. Like, this dude is a shit Jedi. We don't need to make him a Jedi Master." But Obi-Wan is a true believer the whole time, right? He's like, "But you trained me. I too was young when you trained me."
But then Luke,
he's too old.
Goes on to just be milking aliens in the water.
Well, Luke ends up crazy. Yeah, he ends up basically drinking, blue titty milk. He drinks Huel titty milk, but soy milk. Purple drink. I wish it was purple drink. It's not.
What was that purple milkshake everyone was going crazy for a couple years ago? Remember? With the grimace.
Oh, that's what Luke's drinking.
It went viral.
Luke is drinking that purple grimace syrup.
Yoda's an angry gay frog.
Now, you noticed something I never noticed. So Jamie is pretty perceptive when it comes to being a movie detective. I never even noticed this, but when they are trying to bust Leia out of Death Star prison, Han Solo says, "Prisoner transfer from cell block 1138.
Oh, THX.
Cell block 1138. That's a reference to THX 1138, which is George Lucas's first major film, the dystopian film THX 1138. I never noticed that.
That's a funny scene when they're trapped in the compactor. And when somebody goes under the water, they just like stand there.
No, I think they were, maybe they weren't expressing enough concern, but also maybe they were annoyed with the fact that Luke was whining and bitching the whole time. And also he's kind of gay for his sister. So now people were saying, well, they didn't have their force senses attuned yet, and so they wouldn't know. No, I was saying, why did Vader not sense that Leia was his daughter?
Yeah.
He should have sensed that.
That makes more sense.
It's true. Leia didn't have her force powers attuned yet.
And, they were attracted to each other because they were siblings, not because of arrows. Right?
Yes. Now, some people theorize that Yoda was saying there is another and that it meant Anakin, which is possible. But I think he's actually talking about Leia because he actually says, your sister. They have that, Luke and Yoda have that conversation about Leia being a possible future hope as well. Anyway.
Someone says the Clone Wars show explains more about the Force and magic has a lot of esoteric stuff. That was with that girl with the striped... She was a Jedi. Like a kitty. Not a kitty.
What?
I don't know what she is, but...
You're talking about the one with the big things?
The Clone Wars cartoon.
Oh, I never watched that. I haven't watched that, so I don't know.
One of the Jedis has this like white head with stripes on it. I know a little bit about nerd stuff.
I know that Vader thought that the kids were dead because Padme died, but what I'm saying is, how come he didn't sense it, right? Like, it seems like being a Sith Lord, he would have been able to sense things, but maybe not. We know the other thing the Force does, which is weird, is that the Force will hide things from the good side and the evil side. Because Yoda later says, hidden from most issues, right? Like they're not able to see certain things and they don't understand why Anakin is turning bad.
So we should do a part 2 of this and watch the next 3 and
to make fun of it. I'll do it to make fun of it.
Clone Wars with Ashoka that they're saying her name is. Oh, and that's like Shakti. You're right.
Okay, well, I haven't watched any of that, so yeah, maybe that.
Oh, his mind was clouded with the dark side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Force will cloud the good side and the bad side, which is also kind of weird. But okay, moving on. Luke is a white knight simp, is what I put in my notes here. Hero's journey, Theosophy, Zen, Force is Gnostic. We got all that. Let's see.
You forgot the cantina scene. Everyone's favorite.
Cloning. Cloning comes up. We've got Nazi stormtroopers, genetic modification, the mind probe, MK Ultra perhaps. Let's see. I think we're done pretty much with Star Wars because, you know, they have this celebration after Luke bullseyes the Womp Rat booty hole of the Death Star. Anything else? We've only gotten a basic overview of what we think the Empire's up to. They want to dissolve the Senate somehow.
Mm-hmm. So then Empire Strikes Back is after New Hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need to know about New Hope. These aren't the super chats you're looking for. Oh wait, I'm gonna use my Jedi mind powers on the chat.
Yeah.
You need to send super chats. You need to send more. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
There you go.
Move along. Move along. All right. What?
Empire Strikes Back.
Let's see if I have Force powers, because are they sending super chats? I can't tell. Let's see. Do y'all want to help support my Force powers and my attuning? Let's see if my Jedi mind tricks worked on the audience. You need to send super chats.
Do it.
Let's see. Does it work?
Do a super whammy.
It's working a little bit.
Jedi chats.
It's working a little bit. Let's check the viewer activity.
How come?
Okay, we got a little bit.
How come the Jedi mind trick doesn't work on Watto?
Because some people like Jabba are immune.
Oh, and Jabba's immune.
Jabba's like, ho, 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 ho. TD Jedi. He's like, your mind powers don't work on me, Jedi.
You forgot my favorite character of the whole.
Also, maybe simps can't do the Force. I don't know. Your favorite what?
My favorite character of the whole thing.
What?
The hee hee hee.
Oh, that little guy?
Pull him up.
I forget his name.
He said.
That guy.
Do it again.
I don't know his name. Whatever he is. Look, it's working.
What is it
Look,
called?
it's working. I do have the Force.
Yay.
We got $3 and $10.
Somebody in the chat tell me what that little guy's called.
You need to send more Imperial credits. Imperial credits, that's Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't the cryptos you're looking for. Move along. Do what?
Jabba's pet thing. His pet laughing thing.
Yes, I know who you're talking. I don't know what his name is. He does have a name though, because all these creatures have names.
They'll know it in the chat. Elmo, no.
Elmo. We need to bring in this guy. Salacious Crumb.
Salacious B. Crumb? He has a whole name?
Yeah.
I love it. Look at his mouth. He looks like a frog-mouthed bird.
Correct. Star Wars is all about just
mixing. They knew it before you.
Just mixing up creatures.
They said salacious.
We got a bunch of damn nerds in this audience, bro. We got Chad nerds.
No,
They're gonna
he's
know.
a Kowalakian monkey lizard who sat near Jabba's throne.
Correct. A monkey lizard.
Oh my god. What a thingy.
Star Wars is all about just mixing up animals, basically, to create a new thing.
Ears.
Okay, where are we at? Guys, remember you can get Mormon Space Wives as the new t-shirt today.
They said Jay got the impressions down. Yeah, be prepared for 1 million Yoda laughs when we get to him.
I can do them all, dude. I think my Billy D. Williams is the best, but you don't need to hear my Billy D. Williams. This isn't the wigger you're looking for. This is not the wigger you're looking for. Send more super chats.
What's that guy's name?
You need to send super chats. Sir Alec Guinness?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Support the stream. You can support us through Super Chats via Streamlabs. You can also get some of that sweet new merch that just dropped.
I also like those little guys in The Mandalorian that dig in the corner. No, I don't like Chewie. He looks like he smells bad. He looks like he smells like a wet towel.
Can someone get this walking carpet out of my way?
Exactly. And he's annoying, and all he says is "oh," and he's loud, and he won't stop screaming. He's not very helpful.
I think they're trying to. I think it's racist. He's supposed to be a wigger.
Chewie?
He's loud. He won't quit talking.
Somebody in the chat agree that Chewie is kind of annoying.
Yeah. All right.
Chewie definitely smells like shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He smells like a wet dog at all times.
Yes. And he probably has like ticks and like other vermin in his fur.
STDs.
And fleas. Oh my god.
Empire Strikes Back. I can't believe you don't remember which one's which. I think you're trying to play like you don't know so that you don't come off as a nerd when you know all this stuff.
I'm a Stacy nerd.
Okay.
Is this the one where
so they blew up
frozen in the thing?
At the end, okay. Yeah. So they blew up the Death Star. Things are looking good. Empire's on they're down. The Empire's down bad. Mm-hmm. And then turns out they're about to strike back hard, son. The evil side of the Force is about to balance shit. What? You got tape on him?
He's got dingleberries.
That's not even funny. It's just gross. Chat, y'all grossing me out. Ooh, you don't need to speak of these things. Okay. Empire Strikes Back. Hoth. We go from a desert to ice.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
on an ice planet now.
I like the Hoth thing. Whatever they're riding.
I like Billy D. Williams' Sky City. Right. That brother's got a pimped out air city just floating. City just floating up there. And
That's nice.
And he's just luring Leia's in.
But don't skip over the ice thing because I forgot.
I was trying to go to it.
What
do you mean the ice thing? The Tauntaun?
No, not a Yeti. Is it a Yeti?
Oh, the ice Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Ice Squatch.
Yes.
I don't remember what he's called. I mean, he has the name. They all have the name, but...
But what is the thing that he rides with?
Tauntaun.
Oh, okay. And what is the other furry thing? Beast in the
furry
ice.
Thing.
There's like a furry beast in the ice and the Tauntaun.
An ice squatch. Does the chat... You talking about the thing that rips Luke... Or that Luke cuts his arm off? There's either a Tauntaun or the Sasquatch. That's all there is in the ice.
There's not a big fluffy thing? Okay.
He's called a Wampa.
A Wampa, yeah.
But that's the ice thing.
He's scary.
That's the ice squatch. Wampa. Anyway, Jamie didn't know that Luke has to fight this dude in the ice cave.
And they had to go in the belly of the Tauntaun.
Correct.
That was gross.
Yes. And I thought these things smell bad on the outside.
Was that a Han joke?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Darth, this is fun because this is where you have the famous Imperial walk, right? This is where Darth Vader enters like a boss, right?
Bum, 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 bum. Well, how good is the music in this, though? I mean, it's really good. What was his name? John Williams?
Yeah, but John Williams is basically just copying Wagner stuff. So it's all just a bunch of Wagner stuff.
But, really?
Yeah. Here it is, the Imperial March, right? This is like the classic scene right here. This right here. Tell me that's not some drip though, dude. I'm about to be converted to the Empire, dude. This is some boss theatrics, right? And then he just shows up choking, dude. Just choke, right?
Who is the red guys that follow him?
That's the Emperor's guards, the Red Guards.
Oh, they're scary.
But I like that Darth Vader's just choking dudes out left and right. You get one chance with Darth, and then you're choked out, dude. Right? So he's like, he's autoerotic asphyxiating you, like no matter what. You better not F up. You get one chance, dude. That's it. He got that Hugo Boss drip walking in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's scared of him. And then the Emperor's scene when he shows up is cool, but I think is that in this or Return of the Jedi? Because he shows up and he's like, the Emperor is displeased with your apparent lack of motivation. We should have our efforts.
I like how the scariest guy in the galaxy is scared of a other guy that we don't see until later on. The Palpatine guy.
Yes, Emperor Palpatine. That's what I'm talking about, the Emperor.
Yeah.
So Yoda, right? I forgot to mention this. We don't know about Yoda until this, right? Yoda plays a major role introduced into Empire Strikes Back, and he's the major foil to the Emperor, right? So you got the ascended masters of the good guys and the bad guys. We think it's Vader. No. Vader is answering to his lord, the Emperor. Emperor Palpatine, who we later find out is Darth. I'm getting all. So Dooku is Darth Tyrannus. Darth Sidious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Yod, by the way, that's Yoda. That's Kabbalah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's perhaps pulling from Kabbalah because the Yod is the dot, the little letter of the Hebrew alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps he's pulling from Kabbalistic ideas too, with dark side and light side. Because Kabbalah also kind of brings in these Gnostic elements, but Kabbalah is basically Jewish Gnosticism,
mm-hmm.
right?
I think it was so like smart of them to introduce these new memorable characters, because in the first one you've got Jabba and that whole scene, the cantina.
Well, Jabba's not in there.
In the first one?
Mm-mm.
I mean, the cantina scene.
Right.
And then in the second one, you've got Yoda, which we haven't seen before, and he's like a super memorable creature. And then in the third one, you have the Ewoks.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they constantly do that because I think that was a lot of Jim Henson stuff, right? Was to introduce these memorable puppet characters, and this is the height of Jim Henson's popularity with Muppets, and that was massive in the 1980s. The Muppets, right? So they bring him in for Yoda, Jabba, all that stuff, and the Ewoks.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, technically it's true that Jabba actually is technically in Star Wars, but that scene was deleted. And instead of him being a fat dude, he's this giant frog slug, whatever he is.
That's why I got confused, because in the redone version, Jabba is in the first one.
Correct.
Yeah.
We find out the dark side is not stronger. We find out that it's easier, quicker, and more seductive. So it's a quicker path. Mm. And we're learning a little more about the good side and the bad side in part 2.
Well, you've heard that whole thing about... so you have your Kabbalist pillars, right? Your Jachin and Boaz, and then you have the secret middle pillar that goes up, like you just said, it's the easiest, quickest path. But you have to cross over that invisible Sephiroth called Da'ath.
Da'ath, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
And so that could have been where they got Darth.
Da'ath, could be.
Yeah, Darth. That's why they're all like Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, Darth Vader, whatever.
Interesting.
Also, it's the abyss.
Yes, and actually we have more of those Catabasis motifs, because when Luke goes to train with Yoda, initially he's told, no, he's too old, I can't do it. He's too rash, etc. Obi-Wan, in his translucent blue Gnostic ascended master state, speaks from the ether and says, was I any different when you trained me? And so he convinces Yoda to train him, and then he has to complete his training at the testing in the cave. And the testing in the cave is interesting because Luke goes in and fails because Yoda says, you can't take your weapons in there. And Luke doesn't listen, and he takes his weapons in the cave, and he sees Vader, and then he strikes Vader, and Vader's head falls off, and then boom, it's Luke's face underneath the Vader mask. And so we're beginning to get these inklings that Vader is perhaps his dad, but we don't know that yet. That's what we find out at the end of Empire Strikes Back when he has his big confrontation with Vader at Bespin Air City. But it's also telling you that Luke could be seduced by the dark side. He could become a bad guy. So you don't. I think this is why I think most people think Part 2 was the best of the films, because there's so many good sort of deflections, and you don't actually know fully what's up yet, because we've not been told that it's his dad, and we think that the seduction is just that he could fall prey to the dark side, but actually it's pointing out that this is your bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, like this is part of you is in this.
But it's not just the temptation to the dark.
And you have potential to be like this too, right?
But no, I'm saying when you're watching it, you don't know that that's his dad yet. It's difficult for us because we all know this.
Right.
But if you're watching the movie and you've never known the outcome, you don't know that that's his dad.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that the temptation is that he could be turned to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
But it's even deeper than that, because it's not just that, it's that's his dad.
Right.
So it's even deeper, it's his bloodline. And that's why the Force is so strong with him, but you don't know yet that that is his dad. So that's a very genius sort of movie deflection.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why critically, it's sort of unanimously, Empire Strikes Back is considered the best of the Star Wars films.
You know what I like about when he first gets to Dagobah?
What?
Is when Yoda comes and reveals himself to him, he thinks he's just a little creature because he acts silly.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how silly, and so Yoda acts like a trickster.
Well, that's pretty common in Eastern, like gurus and
yes, good point.
Leaders. Like they say,
war's not make one great.
Right. They the student doesn't know the teacher because
yes, that's a great point. That's pretty a common trope in that kind of Eastern stuff, right?
Because he doesn't act like an authority.
Yeah,
or whatever.
It's teaching you the lesson of things are not what they appear.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Yoda, you seek Yoda.
Yeah.
And I like how silly, like Yoda actually is. He's so silly, like he will make you laugh even still, right? Like when he finds that little flashlight and he's playing with it, and then R2-D2 takes it away, right?
Yeah.
And he starts hitting R2-D2, and he goes,
yeah, and his eyes open all wide.
Yeah, he's such a goofy little trickster. He's like Loki or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but he turns out, of course, he's the Jedi, head of the Jedi Masters, I guess. And Luke fails his training. I like that sequence where they're like talking about miracles, and Luke is still a skeptic, and he's like, you can't raise that X-Wing fighter out of the goo. It's too heavy. And he's like, just wait, let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
So he, demonstrates and proves his Force powers, mind powers, telekinesis. This is also very much kind of a Masonic pedigree type of thing. We talked about that in the Hollywood streams we did last night.
Oh, that's a good point. Someone said Mr. Miyagi is kind of like
yes,
yoga.
Exactly.
Yoda.
Well, it's also like the Kung Fu films.
Yes.
Like every Kung Fu film, like in Kill Bill, right? When Beatrix Kiddo goes to study under Pai Mei, right? He's, speaking in mystery codes like the Sphinx, and you're never good enough for him. And he's like, you're terrible. You're an awful student. You're the worst, right? You have to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm. And when you get up to a certain level, in these things like whimsy and stuff like that is very important. Just the unseriousness of the universe is what they're trying to.
Also, an advanced master doesn't take everything so serious.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Luke is like this whiny, bitchy, like emo teen freaking out about everything, and Yoda's just like, this is better.
Right? He's just hanging out in the swamp.
He's just chilling in the swamp, right, with lizards and shit. And so he goes to the underworld. He fails. He is becoming more and more prey to the dark side. We find out that the Force is, quote, an energy that bonds us all. It is not crude matter, but a unified force field, a unified field theory that binds the past, the present, and the future all together through the Force. So now it's sort of pantheism. And again, it's a pantheistic power that good and bad can tap into. Half of these notes, I can't. Luke has a defector. Luke a defector. Empire offers. This was. Then we get to the funny Bespin scene, and the Bespin scenes are funny because,
What's
what the air city.
What are those guys? AT-ATs?
Let's see, where's Bespin? I thought we had images of Vader at Bespin here. So we get another Han Solo type of figure with Billy D. Williams, right? We get Lando Calrissian.
They also remind me of Jack Sparrow a little bit.
Who does?
These like swashbuckling sort of anti-heroes.
Yeah, everybody loves the sort of, the criminal with a good heart, right? That's what these are, the criminals with a good heart. And Lando immediately tries to mac on Leia. I always thought that was funny. So they get to Bespin because they're on the run from the Empire. Han thinks, oh, he's my old, smuggling, gambling buddy, drinking buddy. And the Empire knows the psyche of the brother man. This is my thesis at this point, because they offer this black man what no black man can refuse. You get basically a white chick here forever on Air City. You get no police involvement in your activities. Remember?
Yeah.
That's what they offer Lando. And I can't read I had a great joke, and I can't read my freaking jokes.
Is this where he goes, I have altered the deal?
Yeah, I pray I don't alter it any further.
Yeah.
So basically they damn, I wish I could read my jokes. I can't read it. Anyway, they know this black man inside and out. Give him a snow bunny. He gets a free Air City with no tax. Oh, taxes.
Taxes. Okay.
You get no tax. He basically gets a galactic imperial EBT card. It's maxed out at all times. You can't even run it down. No police involvement, and you get a snow bunny on your Air City. That's the art of the deal. Right? That's the art of the imperial deal.
He's Darth Trump.
Darth Trump. That's good. Listen, Lando, probably the best black man out here in Bespin. We're gonna give you the whole city. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful. You get free white chicks. No police involvement. Not at all. No police involvement.
It's the best deal ever.
Probably the best out of the deal. Lando's like, let's do it, baby. Luke faces off with Vader. We have this big confrontation, this big battle. Luke finds out, of course, it is his dad. We're not going to go into the Mandela effect because do nothing. Lando didn't do nothing.
He is a Dindu.
He's Landon Calrissian.
He is Landon.
It's not my fault. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And Luke is tempted like Christ. This is interesting because Luke undergoes these temptations to the dark side that mirror the temptations of Christ. You can rule the galaxy with me, like Satan says to Christ. Luke then loses his hand like his father and becomes part machine. So this is symbolically telling us that Luke is gradually kind of being drawn over to the dark side like Anakin, his father.
So this is when Han Solo is in the carbonite and Luke fights Darth Vader and he cuts off his hand.
No.
What?
Well, that happens after he cuts off the hand because they capture Han. Lando gives up Han. And Luke gets his hand cut off, and they fly away. But Vader has Han Solo.
Okay. And where were the handcuffs?
This is explained. Okay. Jamie said, how did he get frozen in the carbonite like this when he had the cuffs on? But the little pig dudes released the cuffs right before is the explanation. You can believe that or not. Anyway, so the Empire basically scores a huge win. The rebels are down bad. They're not doing good.
Who's
and
that
now
guy?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
You know the Star Wars kid. See, Jamie's playing like she doesn't.
No, I just forget what they're called. Boba Fett.
You want to read a couple super chats before we do Return of the Jedi?
Yeah. Cheddar, $5. Cheddar, holla. Thank you. Storm the Cat, $10. The Darth Plagueis book has a lot of parallels to real-life geopolitical espionage and secret cults. It's about how Plagueis and Palpatine gained so much control over the Republic and the corporations.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be... I would actually like to read that one because that sounds really relevant. Shout out to Jethro.
Ewok Jethro. We know AJ is Papa Ewok. What creatures would Jay and Jamie be in the SW universe?
I kind of feel like a Han Solo, honestly. What do you think? Who do I seem like?
You tell me. What am I?
You're
kind of Naboo.
You're a
maiden?
a Pad Leia.
Yeah.
You're like a mix between Padme and Leia.
I'm sort of a Naboo nobility or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who am I?
You're Han Solo.
Do you agree, or
yeah?
Who else would I be? I'm not Luke. Luke's a bitch.
I can't think of anybody else.
Okay, here's next one.
Support Princess Jamie and Jay Darth, $20 from Re 007. 20 pounds. 20 euros.
Yep. I'll take Jay Darth. Jay Darth.
Jay Darth.
Go ahead, next one.
The Jetson Soul. $20. Jay, if the Tao is the nameless, something that cannot be fully described by language, doesn't that place it beyond the reach of logic? If that's true, how can logic be said to come exclusively from God?
Well, I don't think that Orthodox Christianity calls logic the Tao. So you might be referring to the Christ the Eternal Tao book, which is just sort of making parallels to Eastern philosophy and Orthodoxy. But I would argue that Orthodoxy is kind of perhaps a little bit bastardized in the Star Wars the Star Wars worldview universe, because there's a lot to do with energy, right? The Force is actually energy, but it's important to not confuse created energy with uncreated energy, right? So God himself is uncreated and his energies are uncreated. And that's the Orthodox perspective. But logic in the Orthodox perspective is a created reality for this universe and for this world. So we would not say, what we say is the nameless and unknowable is the divine essence. But the divine operations that are energies are knowable. But that is an interesting question.
Storm the Cat, $10. Knights of the Old Republic 2 is more philosophical than all the movies. Also, you get a droid companion who looks like the torture ball.
Is that a book or a game? I'm not. I think there's a game called that, but I haven't read it.
Snuggle Beast, $5. God bless Jay and Jamie. Yesterday's Dormition was also my first birthday after baptism.
Many years.
Thanks again for all you do that helped me on my journey to orthodoxy. Very good. Grok Apologetics, $10. Why did you shut down your website?
I did not shut down my website. No idea what you're talking about. Sometimes because of updates and plugins, the website goes down, but my website is right there. So I don't know what you're talking about. It may have just gone down at some point due to plugins updating or something like that. But I mean, I did not shut it down. So you can go to the shop and you can get all of the books at jaysanalysis.com. Signed copies right there. So that is a vicious rumor.
Wait. Hat and Tat, $10. Ruslan, Katie's buddy in Orthodox Church, I super chatted about yesterday.
I may do another stream tonight. I will play that and respond to that. Appreciate that.
Kel's, $10. The $10 is for the Spurgs that complain in the chat that Jay is wasting their time by being late. Yawn.
We're on Lando Calrissian time over here.
Marcurius, $5. A great stream, very interesting connection. The mention of former Mossad agents being involved in the Dennis Quaid Star Whackers thing makes it seem like there is some kind of public-private partnership in international Brazilianry.
Oh, that was actually from yesterday.
Oh.
So that was a yesterday super chat.
Okay.
So let's see, we got more over here. Welcome to the new members. We had, I think, 10 gifted memberships. Victor right here.
Victor Ziegler. See you on MLD tonight. Excited for that one. Much be gained audience-wise in the RP. People looking for truth, but not yet seeing the end station in orthodoxy.
Yeah, I'll be on with one of the big dating channels, Modern Life Dating, I think is his name. He reviewed my debate with Marquette, and he did a really funny analysis of it. So we'll be doing an interview tonight. So shout out to him.
The Force is Christian by Thomas Utah. It's a black and white moral system, not the yin yang people tried to make it out to be. That was the intention. Look it up.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't doubt that you can find Christian elements, but you know, it's pretty clearly drawing from Joseph Campbell, and there's nothing Christian about Joseph Campbell. That's all Gnostic. It's just Carl Jung, watered down.
What would Lucas himself say? Do you think? Do you have any?
Yeah, it's explicitly Joseph Campbell.
J. the Jetson's Lol. Can someone hold a perennial philosophy worldview and practice one religion without contradiction?
No, I would not. I mean, well, I think the perennial worldview itself is contradictory. So I don't see how you could be a perennialist and avoid contradiction when perennialism itself is a contradictory system. Curtis?
Salacious Bikram. Curtis Jackson, $9.99. I got Endgame when it came out on DVD from a friend, and it literally changed everything for me. Now I only subscribe to one source of media, and that's the likes of you, Jim Bob, and Alex. Thanks for all.
Well, appreciate that, Curtis.
Endgame's a classic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just hearing that music in it takes you back to classic conspiracy times.
Greenie from Oz, $3. So wild that they had zero planning of the sequel trilogy arc. Yeah, I agree. Lockstep, $5. Heads up, AI will become self-aware August 29th this year at 2:14, according to Arnold in Judgment Day. So we got to watch out, because according to Judgment Day, Terminator Judgment Day is when AI, when Skynet is alive. So everybody be prepared for that.
Skynet's coming online on 29th?
Alive.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, basically at 2 tonight.
Great.
So guys, beware. Tonight, Skynet wakes up. Right here.
I can't read that.
Chatnik, $10. Your super chat has been granted, Emperor. Thank you. Emperor of Wixantium, by the way, could easily challenge and defeat Emperor Palpatine. Papa Pumpkin, J Force chokes Admiral. Unmute, dude. Ismail Garcia, $5. Emperor and Empress of Wixantium. There we go. Chetnik, $5. Lando is the proto pimp on a blimp. Absolutely. Good eyes. Good eyes. Green Eyes, $8. A little off topic, but any zero climate change shenanigans book suggestions? Labor government is nuking our manufacturing. I mean, off the top of my head, Rosa Corey's book on Agenda 21 is all about that. Digital Monarch is $10. I sent this not of my own free will. I was compelled by the Force. Mm-hmm. You need to send more super chats. That's not what you're looking for. This is what you're looking for. There we go. Sith Hound Lee Siege, $2. What's up, Jay? I'm looking forward to the collab with MLD tonight. Yeah, it's going to be fun. His commentary on the debate was funny. I enjoyed it. Let's move on, because we're getting through Empire.
Ewoks.
We finished Empire. Now we're moving on to Return of the Jedi.
Ewok Village.
Jamie loves Ewoks. She was all about Return of the Jedi just for the Ewoks.
I like their teeth.
Land Dindu Calrissian. Come on, that's funny.
And, well, this is nice to watch, because I guess it was filmed in the Redwoods in Northern California.
It was, apparently.
So.
And Jamie's been there. I've still never been there.
It was neat scenery, and Ewok Village is like somewhere in Northern California.
This is the original 1982 Return of the Jedi trailer. By the way, did you know that it was originally going to be titled Revenge of the Jedi? And that's why the new one's third one is called Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, I see. Yep.
And this is your Redwoods, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you pointed out that George Lucas says that he does cycles of trilogies. So when the trilogies occur, there's a continual cycle. And you can see that cycle with the first three, the next three, which are the prequels, and then also the terrible new ones.
Mm-hmm. And well, he said he's trying to mirror it, but right. It's like watching the same story over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one is
this is Jabba.
Starts out with Jabba and the chains, right? Mm-hmm. And our little guy.
Jabba is basically an Asian Arab warlord. He's like a Mongolian warlord.
Yeah. And Sidious Bikram.
But his language sounds very Asian too. Oh, you did Jedi.
And his tongue?
Yes, he does have a tongue.
But it like comes out and it.
Well, everyone's tongue comes out. He wants to taste some Leia. He wants a little taste of Leia. Han undergoes a barrel resurrection. There's a death resurrection.
He does go through the catabasis also. Mm-hmm. I like when she chokes him out with her chain. Mm-hmm. That's a good part.
All the archetypes, as we said, the hero, the villain, the old sage, the princess, basic, Jungian archetypes. He must confront himself to become a Jedi, confronts Vader, but he's actually confronting himself and the temptation to become like his father, the dark side. Yoda transcends and becomes non-physical. And then he must rescue his father. We're full Jordan Peterson now. Yeah. We're full Jordan Peterson. Yeah, rescue your father. I think maybe Peterson's got a little Yoda in him with that voice.
Well, Yoda just freaking passed away because Luke wouldn't stop asking him questions.
He got tired of...
Yes.
Of Luke's whining?
Yes, he got
He said you were troubling me.
I know.
Right, so...
So they're just trying to have a nice dinner in Yoda's hut, and Luke keeps...
with a little snake porridge.
Will not pester him, and Yoda just, gives up the ghost because he won't shut up.
He transcends physicality.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I didn't realize this was in the story, but I've always wondered, how come Qui-Gon Jinn didn't transcend when he gets cut in half? Or he gets stabbed in the stomach, right? But apparently Qui-Gon Jinn was still learning how you transmute physicality, and that is figured out by Obi-Wan and Yoda.
How come Liam Neeson wasn't in the 3 blue guys at the very end? Did they put him in there later?
No.
Oh.
I don't know if he's in the revised version. I actually don't mind the younger version of Hayden Christensen being in there. That's fine. Because that makes more sense. In the restored versions, that's the only thing I do like, is because it wouldn't be old Vader. It would be Anakin when he was still Anakin. Mm. It wouldn't be the old evil version of him. Mm-hmm. So, Ewoks are indigenous BIPOC peoples. They're all shamanic. They are in tune with nature and the forces of nature. And we mentioned Battle for Endor.
Who smells worse? Ewoks or Chewie?
Chewie.
Yeah.
They think 3PO is a golden god. And then they use this trickery they use the Force to convince them not to eat because they're cannibals. So the rebels team up with the cannibals. Again, I'm on the side of the Empire again. I'm starting to think the Empire is the good guys. They retcon that stuff. Yoda learns the Force ghost technique from Qui-Gon Jinn. Okay. Well, how did Qui-Gon Jinn figure it out? I guess he had to figure out from the other side because he didn't do it. I don't know.
Wokies.
The golden gay. Yeah, the golden rod. Ugh. By the way, Han Solo calls him goldenrod, making fun of him. He's calling him gay. Mm. He's coded making fun of him being gay.
That's true.
Anyway, Luke is convinced that he can turn Vader back because he senses good in him. And so Luke actually has to go against all of the Jedi warnings and everything that he's being told, he's got to defy all that. And what makes this good is that Luke's actually right. Nobody believes Luke. Luke is kind of like on his own here. They're all like, no, you can't turn him back. He's more machine than man. He's full transhumanist, right? Basically, he's like Frankenstein. He's more machine than man. And then Luke's like, no, I can, trust me. Love will keep us alive, right?
What's that? Love can build a bridge.
Yes.
Right.
All of that.
Between the dark side of the Force.
Love can bring a white dude and a black dude together, even if they're smugglers. Look, if we just give every black man in the universe Air City and a snow bunny and no police involvement, white dudes and black dudes could get along. That's what reparations that black people deserve. That's the real reparations they deserve.
Lando and Han Solo were competing for Leia also.
And I'm starting to notice, yes, exactly. And I'm starting to notice Jordan Peterson is Yoda. Yoda Peterson. They talk the same.
They do.
That's what I'm saying. And you got to rescue your father. That's Jordan Peterson's whole thing. It's like you got to rescue your father. Clean up your room, bucko. Take your meds. Take your meds. Anyway, so turns out Luke was right all along, and so was Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan pressed the whole time that he is the chosen one, because only he could defeat the Emperor. There's nobody strong enough to defeat the Emperor. Luke couldn't do it. Luke's getting his balls electrocuted off, right? He's about to pass out. And the Emperor's over there cackling, Hillary style, just cackling, right? And now you will die, right?
Yeah. Jordan Yoda son.
Yeah, exactly.
Clean your swamp.
Clean your swamp. Clean your Dagobah. Wash your penis. So Luke basically sacrifices all of it. He goes full Jordan Peterson to rescue his father. He's willing to die to appeal to the remaining remnants of the good in Anakin. And it works. He looks down at him. He says, I can't let my boy get electrocuted. And so he picks up the Emperor and throws him off that tower in the Death Star.
He had all the 80s blue lightning
all of it
stored up in his evil cape.
Yeah. And basically it's all just a racial reconciliation motif.
How come he's the only one who can do
the electricity?
Yeah.
You got to be really advanced to do that.
Oh.
And it seems like the electricity powers, all you Star Wars dorks can correct me, you orthodox Star Wars nerds. Is that only a dark side technique? Because I can't think of, I mean, they have those sort of like power battles when it's like, Yoda and the Emperor, but Yoda doesn't shock him. He just sort of like does a force field. And you remember Grogu does a force field. Right? So maybe the electrical attack is something that's really Sith lightning. But I know in the games the good guys can do it too, because when you play the video games, I played those, like you can do the electricity if you're a Jedi. So I don't know. But if I was a Jedi, I'd be using that electricity all the time. Why wasn't Luke? Luke should have been busting out them currents left and right, gigawatts, right? In the comic books, Luke uses green lightning. Okay. Yeah, Sith are on the attack, Jedi are on defensive. Yeah, which is kind of gay, dude. But anyway, so Luke sacrificed himself. Thus, Vader ends up being the hero. Vader is the protagonist. He's the main character of the whole thing. Luke's a side character because he's such a whiny bitch, but he is willing to sacrifice himself to appeal to the good in his dad, to bring his dad back to repentance, to the good side. And only Darth Vader could have defeated the Emperor. There's no one else strong enough. That's why some people think, yes, actually, they were right all along. I did play Battlefront. I remember in the games you can do it, but anyway. Now we move on to the controversial prequels.
I like these.
The prequels have grown on me over the years. When they came out, I thought they were pretty stupid. Everybody hated Jar Jar when this came out. I think these are back in the theaters now.
Yoda looks different.
I saw that some theaters were playing these. Yeah, I think the number one mistake of the prequels was to go so heavily with the CGI. I think that was a huge mistake. I know that they thought that would be a lot more, money efficient. And George Lucas was always saying, "Oh, I'm waiting for CGI to get to the point to where it's up to par for whatever I want to do." But it just is so different looks wise from what you have in the original one. However, I will say there's a lot of things that I do like about this. I really love that they kept the 70s sci-fi aesthetic for a lot of the ships. Like that ship looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. They did a good job with some of the aesthetics. I think Naboo is awesome. It's definitely, it's like Constantinople.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically Orthodox Byzantine Naboo. It looks great. There's a lot of good aesthetics. She's got this basically Russian princess vibe going on.
They have pictures of like Russian princesses and her outfits side by side. And they look really similar.
They pulled from that. I like that we're back on Tatooine. The pod racing, it's all a good idea. It's just executed so stupidly.
Sebulba.
It's so corny with animals pooping and farting. It's just stupid, dude. It's not funny. I know it's a kids movie, but still.
Way more kids movie gags.
Yes, this one put too many kids movie gags, and it's not done in a playful way like Jim Henson would have done it.
Yeah.
It's done in like a crude,
Jar Jar.
It's like what a 5-year-old would. It's like they're asking little kids, "What do you want in a movie?" Make him fart. Make him fart. It's like, oh yeah, we'll make him fart. Yes.
Well, okay. Why do you think they made Jar Jar so over the top annoying?
I think George Lucas genuinely thought that this would be some affable, lovable character that kids would enjoy.
Okay.
But he was already kind of out of touch with like, I don't know. It's just, it's retarded. They're trying to sell toys.
Have you heard the theories that Jar Jar is actually a bad guy and he's like,
yeah, I
sabotaging them?
I thought it was funny enough that when we rewatched the trilogy, I would give that some hearing. But no, Jar Jar is not ultimate. He's not Darth Jardrius or whatever.
He could be. Why did he get kicked out of his town?
Because he was acting retarded. But
they all act retarded.
But he's not a villain because they couldn't have won if he had not taken them to their hideout. That's why he can't be a villain.
Okay, that's true, but how come he was all up in the Senate convincing everybody of weird things?
Because he was manipulated. He was too dumb
he's manipulated by
Palpatine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's too stupid to be a mastermind. It's a funny theory. It would be funny if it was the case, but Jar Jar saved them because they weren't able to fight the drones on their own. Mm-hmm. And Jar Jar's like, Misa, take you to Hidden City.
Do it.
I can't do him. I don't know. He's
the life and crimes of Jar Jar.
Mm-hmm.
He was kicked out of 109 Naboobian.
He was kicked out of all the. He's not Jewish. If anything, he's also, I think, supposed to be black, right?
Is he?
Kind of.
He probably smells like a turtle tank.
Are you an angel?
Yep.
Are you an angel?
Sebulba.
The Anakin lines are really stupid too. Like whoever wrote this dialogue is probably George Lucas himself. The screenwriting is terrible, dude. It's like written by a kid. I feel like they just asked kids. Created by Jar Jars. Yeah. Jar Jar on Jar Jar crime.
Yeah.
I mean, but Anakin's lines are so stupid, dude.
Jar Jar triggered the vote in the Senate to become the first galactic empire.
Because he's manipulated by Palpatine. Oh. It's not because he's self-consciously a mastermind. He's just a retard.
Okay.
But Palpatine knows that he's a retard, and he can manipulate him.
Okay.
I don't even think Lord George Lucas asked it. I think they were just asked. They probably brought kids in and were like, "What would you want here?" And then they wrote it down like, "Okay, the kids all want Jar Jar to do this and that." Like a 5-year-old. They just ask 5-year-olds to write the screenplay. Like, what would a 5-year-old say? Are you an angel?
Jar Jar stinks. Chewbacca stinks. Ewok stinks.
What's some of other Anakin's line? Anakin stinks, dude.
These are my droids. Remember, he's like, can you play some of his lines?
Oh, you know he says like 10 times, oops. He does that like 10 times. Like, oops. Everything he does is like, oops.
The performances in the first 3,
they're terrible.
Even by seasoned actors like
Samuel L. Jackson just dead reads the lines. It's kind of weird.
I feel like all of their lines were like table read script lines. They weren't actually putting anything into it.
I will say though that the plot lines of the new ones get a little more interesting. I will grant that. Now Tim Gordon is half crazy because he thinks that the new one, the prequels, he thinks the prequels are better than the original Star Wars trilogy, which is crazy. Totally crazy. I don't know why he thinks that, but he's got this weird hot take. Totally disagree with that. But I will say that the details of the plot, having now reviewed this and paying a lot of attention, because whenever I watched this in the past, I never really paid attention much to the plot. It's actually a little more going on, and I think Alex is kind of right about this, that it's describing how an occult secret group can subvert the military, religion, and the economy to take over, and basically it's a kind of a New World Order mythology. And I didn't necessarily buy into that, but now I think that's actually true. So I'll show you how we get to that, because Alex is pretty much correct. Now, I think at the time, Lucas even said that he wanted to parallel, George Bush and the War on Terror and all that kind of stuff with fake flag events. And that's essentially what's going on here, right? Palpatine is this master manipulator who is explicitly, as Storm the Cat points out in the books, part of a secret satanic type of cult. And their plan is to manipulate both sides of a conflict. So you have this separatist army that's beginning to build with the Trade Federation, the banking syndicate, and then behind the scenes, Palpatine, who's controlling Dooku. Dooku is running, Count Dooku, evil Darth Tyrannus, is running this separatist army against the Republic. But it's actually Palpatine running Dooku and the Trade Federation in the background to overthrow the Republic.
And the frog guys?
That's the Trade Federation.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any super chats? Because I have to go to the bathroom.
Yes. We'll let Jamie go TT. Grab some Bantha milk when you're in there, by the way. And I'll read some super chats. Are you an angel? Are you an angel? Other thing too is how come Anakin and Qui-Gon Jinn, they just leave the mom in this total human traffic slave situation? Like, they have all their resources at their hands, at their disposal. Like, how come Anakin didn't save his mom? Like, that would have avoided the whole problem with the Sand people, taking his mom and all that. But they just kind of leave her there, and Qui-Gon Jinn's like, "Oh, sorry, you have to leave your mom here." Why? Why does he have to leave it? To take the mom to freaking, Alderaan or Coruscant? Like, why does she have to stay on a slave planet? It doesn't make any sense. But I did find a few plot holes here. Yeah, just leave that mom in slavery. And Anakin's basically being trained as a Jedi. Yes, I know he's poor and he's under the tutelage of Qui-Gon Jinn, but dude, Qui-Gon Jinn, man, where's your moral, ethical responsibility here, dude? You're just leaving moms in Tatooine slavery. What's up with that? Lehman Roos says for $5, we want a Wunga. We want a Wunga. The alien bouncer at Jabba's is the only one that I enjoy in the originals. The prequels ruin Boba Fett, the Jedi, and the timeline is super short. There's a lot of criticisms with the new ones for sure. But long story short, Palpatine is an occult politician. He's a sort of skull and bones, secret society, machinations in the background, kind of cryptocracy figure, which I did appreciate about it this time around. They basically manipulate Naboo into voting in a certain way so that this war happens. And so it brings in the control of economics for, gaming the global system into a new world order. Palpatine, as we said, he's controlling both sides of the opposition. Qui-Gon Jinn also is correct, and he is who convinces Obi-Wan. Anakin actually is the chosen one. And I forgot, by the way, that Qui-Gon is the true believer.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that first convinces the Jedi Council that Anakin needs to be trained. But we don't learn until way, way, way into the future that actually this was a Hail Mary because Anakin really was the one that could defeat Palpatine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Economics is a tool to get people into war. That's exactly what this is. And wars are fought for large-scale imperial dominance. Anakin actually is the chosen one. He's the only one ultimately could beat the Emperor. I don't know what Natalie Portman was doing because she made the same weird mistake that Princess Leia made, which is, if you noticed it, in Star Wars, Princess Leia has a British accent. I don't know why. And then she stops.
Mm-hmm.
Amidala does the same thing. She speaks with this British accent and then she just stops. So it's like they just gave up on it. I don't know.
Well, does she speak differently as the queen than she does as Padme?
Maybe, but and maybe they were reflecting back to Princess Leia doing that, but
because the queen is also like a role that other people play, right? In Naboo.
It could be, maybe because for those that don't know, by the way, it's actually Keira Knightley. I didn't know this. Jamie pointed this out. Dorme is Keira Knightley before anybody knew who Keira Knightley was. I didn't know that. And Yoda looks retarded and different in this one, by the way, which is
he doesn't look like the friendly Yoda. He looks more like Luke, actually, somehow.
So
that's Luke when he's old.
Exactly. If you remember right, Padme has this stand-in that is actually Keira Knightley. And if you go and watch it, obviously it's Keira Knightley. How did we not pick up on that? But I think that's everything in this. Let's see. We looked up Jar Jar theory. We are not convinced. We looked up Freddie Prinze Jr. theory. We think it's very convincing. And now we move to Attack of the Clones and the battle at Geonosis. What did you think of Attack of the Clones?
Remind me.
What do you mean? This is where we find out that Palpatine has put in an order for a zillion Boba Fett's.
Is this the long, skinny alien guys that make all of the clones?
Yeah, the people on what is the name of this planet? And this is where Count Dooku has the giant. It's basically like a giant. It's a bunch of flies that built like a dung coliseum, and they have gladiatorial games. Yeah, it's a bunch of dung beetles. And here's Palpatine manipulating the Jedi Council as usual. So he realized he has to manipulate trade. The soldiers, because he's put in this order for the Republic to have a zillion Boba Fett clones. The Jedi are onto this, but the Jedi, by the way, are complete failures. If you notice in this new trilogy, everything that they're trying to figure out, and they fail at everything. The Jedi are consistently totally wrong about everything, including Anakin, including what the prophecies are, who's right, who's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even protect the younglings because they don't foresee any of this. They don't. I mean, Yoda's like clueless in this because he suspects that something's up with Anakin the whole time. He even finds out Anakin's like banging chicks on the side and making babies. He's a delinquent baby daddy. And they still don't like do anything. They're just like, he might be doing something bad. He might be bad. Like, yeah, obviously. So all this is happening under everybody's nose. And this whole time they don't figure out that, dude, Palpatine is the obvious person. Palpatine is the one pushing for all the things that lead to him being the Emperor, and these retarded Jedi can't see anything. They just whine and bitch about cloudy this is, cloudy it is.
Yeah, I cannot see.
Can't see. Well, we can see it.
They're like kind of lame pacifists a little bit.
That's why that's what I'm saying, dude. The Empire's coming out looking cooler and stronger. That's why I'm on the side of the Empire of this. And by the way, they had that argument where Obi-Wan, when they're fighting in Revenge of the Sith, and he's like, only a Sith deals in absolutes. I'm like, what? Is it absolute that only a Sith deals in absolutes? I'm over here precepting Obi-Wan. I precept Obi-Wan, and that turned me to the dark side, dude.
Yeah, Stoics are useless. That's a good lesson, somebody said.
Well, it's not even Stoic. It's more like sophistry. It's more of he's a relativist.
Yeah.
And Stoics would fight. Stoics just didn't believe that you should be concerned about things that you can't control. There's elements of Stoicism in the Jedi philosophy. You're correct. But the Empire is based as fuck, dude. They're like based AF. They want to get rid of... Dude, they would have gotten rid of Jabba's slave planet. And freaking Qui-Gon Jinn leaves Anakin's mama in slavery. Well, the Empire would have let Anakin go get his mom out of freaking Tatooine human slavery.
The Empire is trying to end slavery?
They would have cleaned up Tatooine. That's what I'm saying. There would be no meth, copper wire stealing on Tatooine. That'd be put out, dude. Oh, end that shit.
That's why Anakin is always butthurt and wanting to control, because he thinks he can do it better.
Because he knows deep down the Empire's right. And the Jedi are freaking... I can't believe
your team Empire
now. The Jedi are soy as hell, dude. And they're like... Imagine Qui-Gon Jinn being like, oh, you're the chosen one, but by the way, your mom's got to stay in desert slavery. Like, why?
Yeah, they were gone for like 10 years. How easy would it have been?
The Empire would have put an end to Jabba the Hutt's organized trafficking on Tatooine. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway.
Nobody let Anakin cook with his Death Star.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I mean, imagine you got the Death Star pointed at Jabba, and you're Jabba. What would you do? I'd be like, all right, fine. I'll let these I'll let these alien bitches free.
We just kind of interrupted it too soon when he could have brought peace to the universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you're going?
I do like, though, that it becomes more clear in the second one that the Palpatine has taken over the bureaucracy through controlling the Trade Federation and the banks and the banking clan, and that's made very explicit because Palpatine explains to Anakin how the world really works. So once again, the world really works on the basis of bureaucracies and controlling trade and controlled oppositions. Palpatine's correct. And he explains this to Anakin, and Anakin's like, oh, but what about the Senate? He's like, the Senate doesn't control shit, dude. It's the bureaucracy and the banks. So Palpatine's based AF, bro. He's playing even the banks. The Banking Federation, right?
I don't like them. Oh, you know who I do like? Those guys with the ball eyes that work with... Do they work with Darth Vader?
That's the Trade Federation.
No, not those guys. The other guys.
I don't know.
With the ball eyes. They were in the original one.
The ball eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of aliens in this. I don't know. Yeah, Palpatine was actually martyred for being Baze, right? Now, I'm saying technically in the storyline, Anakin is the hero for the light side of the Force. But in reality, no, dude, we're pro-Empire, 100%. Now, let's see. Count Dooku is a controlled opposition, as is General Grievous, right? So the people leading the army against the Republic are actually working all along for Darth Sidious. And we find out that Darth Sidious is actually... Dooku, by the way, is like Saruman. He's playing the same role at the same time that he plays in Lord of the Rings as Saruman.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Lee.
Does the trade route stuff in here look anything like what's happening in the Middle East?
Yeah, absolutely. Because he was saying that the warfare of Bush and the neocons is a war for the New World Order, and it's about using resources and sanctions. Basically, the U.S. puts sanctions on the countries that it's going to war with, like Iran or Russia. Go ahead.
No, not the fish face dudes.
Well, anyway, so they manipulate Jar Jar, as we said, and Jar Jar cedes the control to the emergency powers of the Emperor, the Chancellor, who's the Emperor. So the Chancellor gets emergency powers to create the army to, quote, save the Republic. So this is what, essentially the neocons are doing at the same time that George Lucas is making this. And then we have this big battle on Geonosis. This is the battle to end the Republic. And the battle that happens there with the clones against the droids ends the Republic, and Lord Tyrannus goes off and meets at the very end with Darth Sidious, who we find out is Palpatine. And this war is engineered by a secret society. That's what's crazy. And they even kind of reference that obliquely throughout the series. Anakin, of course, gets his hand cut off by Dooku. So again, a lot of hands being lopped off left and right. And then he goes and meets with...
how could he fight General Grievous? That's crazy.
Well, Grievous doesn't have the Force. And Obi-Wan is a Jedi Master.
Okay.
So... Grievous is just an alien with a robot body.
He's a transhuman thing, trans creature.
Okay, so Revenge of the Sith time. Here we get Anakin is full rage mode. And to be fair, again, it does not make sense why Anakin would not be allowed to save his mom, which would have avoided all of this nonsense, right? What?
Palpatine would have let him get his mom.
Palpatine wanted him to, because that's what, when he goes and because Palpatine knows that Anakin's weak point is his rage. Right?
Yeah.
I feel your anger. Right? Let the dark side flow through you.
So.
And by the way, yes, I can do correct Palpatine. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen. See?
Did it?
I did it correct. People said I couldn't do Palpatine correctly. I can do it. I did it correct. I did mess it up one time. I was mixing it up with Cobra Commander, but we're on Revenge of the Sith. I should have changed this. What were you going to say?
Yeah, he genocided the Sand People.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Palpatine knew he would do that. He knew that he would give in to your anger. And he knew he would go kill the whole tribe. And that sets Anakin on this path of basically genocide. Because Anakin ends up being, and this is, I do not condone this. I'm pro-Empire, but I do not condone the killing of the younglings.
You're funny.
Why?
We're on what's the Palpatine side now?
I've always been pro-Palpatine. Once
You have not.
Yes, I have. Once I heard Obi-Wan say, "Only a Sith deals in absolutes," I was like, what? That was the point I converted to the dark side. Was when freaking gay-ass Obi-Wan said that.
Well, speaking of the killing of the Jedis, so that was Order 66, right?
Execute Order 66.
Yes. And in Kabbalah, the number 66 is the number of the dark side.
Interesting.
The Qliphoth.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's yet another Kabbalistic reference.
Yeah.
So good point there. Now, here's a key point that Jamie noticed, and I want you Star Wars dorks, all you Orthodox Star Wars dorks. I don't mean Christian Orthodox. I mean Orthodox by the canon
canonical
of
Star
canonical
Wars.
Orthodox nerdery or Star Wars nerdery. Tell me if you agree with Jamie's perceptive movie detective eye that she saw. She said, "Wait a minute. When Darth Sidious is explaining to Anakin at the Bubble Opera,
I want to go to that.
He says, did you ever hear the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? And he's like, no, tell me. And then he says he was so powerful, he could manipulate the midichlorians to create life. Does that mean that Darth Plagueis created Anakin as a virgin birth? And I'm like, how did I never notice that? Of course, I didn't actually pay attention to it when I watched it back at the time.
Chat nerds,
so chat nerds, we need you to tell us, was Palpatine saying that Darth Plagueis created Anakin as a miracle virgin birth? Because remember, the whole story early on was Anakin was born without a father. So wouldn't we the nerds to fact check that? All you Star Wars Snopes nerds can fact check us on that. Because it says Anakin was created by perhaps Darth Plagueis, or Darth Plagueis created life with the midichlorians. He was so powerful. Or was that a lie that Palpatine constructed to make Anakin believe that the dark side could keep his loved ones from dying?
Oh, yeah, because he said only in the dark side do you have the power over life and death.
Well, we know that that's not questioned.
Right.
We know that he's manipulating Anakin with that lie.
Uh-huh.
But is it a lie, and thus Darth Plagueis actually couldn't create life?
Interesting.
What do you guys think? We need the nerds to fact check.
Weigh in. Fake news. Funny thesis. He used the Force to shoot his wad.
Okay, you're saying no, but I want to know, why is it no? So is it just a manipulative lie, or is it actually Palpatine saying, you're actually already a bloodline that we created? We created you, is what he's saying. You have to read
the novel.
Okay, well, I haven't read the novel, so I'm asking you nerds who read it to tell me what's going on. So anyway, we will never know. If you read the novel, it has the answer. Okay, well, that doesn't help me. So tell me right now.
He couldn't create life, but he could stop people from dying.
So are you saying Palpatine's just lying? Now,
they tried to manipulate
Jordan is saying yes, they did.
Oh, okay.
He's saying in response, Jordan is saying because Darth Plagueis and Sidious tried to manipulate to create life, the Force responded by creating Anakin, which would make more sense because Anakin is who ends up beating Emperor. So technically he's lying, people are saying. And he's a good Force baby or a dark Force baby?
Well, the Force is neutral. So.
Okay, they're saying the Force created Anakin in response to Darth Plagueis.
Okay.
So, but could interesting theory.
Execute Order 66.
And he kills all the baby Jedis.
The younglings.
That is dark.
But Palpatine is ordering that to put an end to the Jedi so they could never stop him. That's why he's ordering it. So everybody's saying no. They're saying he's a good Force baby.
That's very Moses-like too.
It is very Moses.
Herod.
Well, yeah, he's pulling from Pharaoh, exactly. Yeah.
Force babies.
Well, you're saying duh. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, I don't live in the Star Wars universe like you soy men do. But okay, so he gives him a new name, and this is a very occult practice too. When you become initiated, you get a new name. Just like when you join Orthodoxy, you get an Orthodox name of a saint. When you join the dark side, you get donned knighted a dark title, Darth Tyrannus, Darth Plagueis, Darth Sidious, Darth Maul, or Darth Vader.
You shall be called Darth Vader.
Did Darth Maul kill Liam Neeson?
Yeah, he chopped him in half, and that's what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Why didn't Liam Neeson turn into ether?
Right. He didn't know how.
Yeah, he had not learned the tricks yet. So, interesting theory, but the nerds are saying no, Darth Plagueis did not create him, but he indirectly caused the Force to make Anakin.
I see.
So that's what they're saying. Darth Jamie the Pretty. Joshua, $100. This is a big fat super chat. Halliburton and Slumber J, SLB, are the premier oil fields that service companies around the world. They make money on almost every well that's drilled around the world. Thus, the war on terror wasn't just a money grab. It was a hot CIA operation in an attempt to revamp their image. Oh, yeah, I think that all plays in, as well as it being, essentially part of the greater Israel project, Oded Yanon. All of that plays into it. Now, here's something weird that I didn't understand as we come to the end. When I'm watching the Revenge of the Sith on Amazon, okay, they cut out the scene, which is one of the most memorable ones that I recall, where Palpatine goes,
Lord Vader, rise.
It's not there. Now, it is in the YouTube clips. When you play the YouTube clips, Palpatine goes,
Lord Vader, rise.
And then when you play the movie version on Amazon, there's this gay scene where Palpatine goes,
Vader, can you hear me?
And he goes, yes, my master. And he goes, Padme, no.
Oh, that was
it's so gay.
The corniest no of all no's.
The best version was when he goes, Lord Vader, rise. And it's like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
He does a Frankenstein move.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
But when
That's so retarded.
He goes, no.
No. Abstract.
Okay.
$10. The force isn't neutral. The light side is neutral. The dark side is twisting. Also, whenever someone joins the dark side, they get maimed. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, dark side is natural. Light side is natural, not neutral.
The force isn't neutral. The light side is natural.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's why Obi-Wan says the natural order. That's true.
Is Jar Jar's not a Jedi, is he?
No.
Oh, okay. He's a secret Jedi.
He's a retard. He's part of the retarded Jedi order, so maybe the Jedi are pretty retarded, so maybe they would initiate Jar Jar into their order.
Am I the only one who likes Anakin better after he's like turned?
I think everybody thinks that, well, he quits being such a whiny bitch, and then he's like confident and knows what's up, except he shouldn't have done Order 66. That's true. So read Mr. Funkers are there.
Well, I was going to say, I actually enjoyed the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan. It was different and energized, and they're floating on the lava, and
everybody enjoys that scene.
I like when he got his legs cut off. That was pretty awesome. Okay, what?
You want to read Funkers' super chat?
Isn't the killing of the younglings a part of the dark side initiation ritual? Yeah. Palpatine
I think so.
Orchestrated. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yeah, he's wanting to confirm him in the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's getting him to do the worst possible stuff. Exactly. Okay, guys, thank you so much. A lot of fun. Be sure and get some of those rad new t-shirts that we got. We got Mormon Space Wife's t-shirt. There's new material being added. We got the double-headed Wigxanthium right there. We had a lot of requests for a Wigxanthium tee. So, and by the way, that was the original Wigxanthium creation. So instead of bitching about it, just enjoy it. I don't know what this one is.
Sticky notes.
So that was something that somebody drew. That is not an AI thing. If you want a sticky notes t-shirt, which is a crazy idea.
That's funny.
So they're coming up with crazy ones, dude. T-shirts are right here.
I just have one request.
What's that?
When I die, I want the full Amidala treatment in my coffin.
You want to float down a Naboo River?
I want to look exactly like that.
Okay.
In my casket.
You got it.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much. Be sure and subscribe to Jamie and check out her new podcasts and shows. Here we have a new super chat here. You want to read that one?
Alejandro Rose? I can't read that. Alejandro Rose. May God bless you both, and if you can, please refer to the Star Wars gangster rap animation for the ultimate Wigger encapsulation of the original trilogy. Please and thank you. Hail Wigxanthium.
I'll bring it up, but it'll probably copyright if I try to do it.
So, everybody go to my channel because I have a new presentation there with pictures. It is the live presentation that I gave at Orlando, at Nashville, at LA, Austin, all those cool live events that me and Jay did. That's up right now for members, and maybe I'll unlock it for free in a little bit, but that's the whole slideshow called All Seeing AI. It's really good.
Oh, I remember this. This is classic E-Bombs World. This is 20 years ago. Yes. Remember this?
Yeah.
It's not the north or the south side. No, it's not. It's the dark side. You are correct. Get from the Empire to all you beta haters out there. We'll blow your planet up.
What does thy bidding, my master?
It's a disaster. Skywalker we're after.
What if he can be turned to the dark side?
Yes, he'd be a powerful ally. Another dark Jedi.
He will join us or die. We got Death Star. 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 And you know that we got it. Death Star. And you know that we got it.
Luke, get your ass over here right now. Quit monkeying around that damn land speeder. Where are them two droids I asked you to clean, boy? You clean your room?
I'm glowing. I know I'm on probation. I clean the droids. Can I go to the Hashi station? I got
undigable, undigable. I'm a soldier, I'm a soldier. I'm mounted and found ya. I thought I told ya, don't be unwise, took me not by my side. You won't believe your eyes once the X-Wing rise. Yoda, why you being a player hater? You know that I still must confront Lord Vader. But Luke, not prettier you. But there's a city in the clouds where they're keeping my crew. A Jedi's gotta do what a Jedi's gotta do. So now Vader, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, that's right, R2. I just set a new course. We're going to Cloud City. It's a mighty good gin and tonic. She makes me up another.
Impressive, now release your anger. You must have sensed that your friends are in danger.
Oh, why'd you slice off my hand?
It's imperative that you understand. Obi-Wan would never bother. Tell me too about your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Then there's something I must reveal. Then I'm your father. 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 I'm your father.
Talk about the books.